Hello everybody and welcome back to Manifest with Finesse on YouTube. My name is Manifesting Gaia. That is my Twitter, TikTok, podcast, and Instagram. All the links are down below, and my affirmations list and audio rampage email is down below. And my YouTube membership with more exclusive manifestation content is linked below. And my Master Manifestation Workshop where you can get Trash to 3D, which is out now, and other more amazing tools, routines, formulas to help you manifest is linked below, as well as coaching information. And today we're going to be talking about how to manifest out of no contact. If you are a person and your circumstances, we haven't talked in months, years. Last time they said they don't want to be with me, I'm blocked. I lost their number. They're with third party and we just don't talk. Whatever. This is for you. The first thing, the most important thing to understand is there has never been a point where you have been no contact with your specific person. You are always in contact with your specific person. If you are someone who understands how the mind works and that consciousness creates, then you understand that communication with a person begins long before they pick up their phone to text you. If you have assumptions about this person, so if your story right now is we're not in contact, you are contacting them and telling them not to contact you. So if you're new to this and you're like, what are you talking about? Bear with me. In the law of assumption, right, we understand what we assume to be true is what's true. We understand the concept of everyone's you pushed out. I'm not going to dive too much into these concepts in this video because I have videos on these concepts already, but I'm just going to briefly explain them. Everyone is you pushed out basically means people are reflections of our stories. So if I assume all men cheat and lie or all women are backstabbers or whatever, that's going to be my dominant experience, right? So your experiences with people are reflections of the stories you have. So it's the same way where you can know somebody and somebody else can know somebody and you're like, this person is so nice, and the person that also knows them is like, that person is so rude to me, or vice versa. That person is so rude, and then they'll be like, well, she's so nice to me, because everyone is you pushed out. And the story you have, when we get into the specific stories about people, that is your communication with them, because you're creating through your consciousness, and your consciousness is what you're focused on. Then you're creating through what you're focused on and what you keep repeating. You're communicating through the version of people that you identify them with, and through the version of yourself you identify yourself with. If you identify someone as they could go forever without talking to me, like they literally could not care less about me, if they ever speak to me again, if they ever see me again, and the version you have of yourself is, well, I'm just not on the pedestal, I'm not worthy, I'm not number one, I'm not their number one option, I'm never anyone's number one option, there are always like a million people that people could choose before me, you're gonna stay in no contact, because that is how you're identifying yourself, your reality, and your desires, which is your self-concept. Your self-concept is how worthy, capable, and powerful you see yourself of being able to be, do, and have what you want and sustain that change in your reality, how you see the world around you in relation to your desires, so this person and being in contact, and in relation to just the story in general. So love in general, men or women in general, dating in general, marriage in general, love in general, whatever. That is all your self-concept. It's your beliefs about self. Your self-concept is the lens through which you perceive your reality. So you cannot hold a story of someone higher than a story you have of yourself. So you have a story of yourself that I get exactly who I want, I never have to worry, I never have to fear, I know I'm number one. Then it's going to make sense that when you start saying they're contacting me, they're in love with me, they're texting me, they're calling me, I'm on their mind all the time, it clicks with you. So you accept it, you assume it, and it manifests. But if your story is, I'm not good enough, I'm never chosen, I'm always last place, I'm always last pick, I've never had commitment, no one ever is consistent with me, and you go to say they're thinking about me, they're contacting me, they're calling me, it's not going to click in your brain. You're going to be met with resistance and doubt, because your story of yourself is lower than the story you're trying to tell about your reality, because reality is a reflection of you. So if you're one of those people that have been like, well, I've been affirming, I've been seeing the story, I've been telling myself he's in love with me, it's not working, I hope that cleared it up. Your story of yourself has to match, or it will not compute in your brain. And then, of course, thought transmission. Thought transmission is basically a principle that says we communicate via our thoughts, via our consciousness with other people. So it's the same thing as when you're just existing in your reality. You think of your mom, she literally calls you within 5 minutes, an hour, or you're thinking, oh my God, I want this specific thing for lunch, for dinner. Somebody pulls up with it at work, at school, at home. Or you think of somebody random you went to high school with, college with, whatever. You haven't seen them in years, decades even. All of a sudden they follow you on Facebook the same day. What is going on? Thought transmission. Guys, we are all connected in our thoughts. So you've always been using it. Do not make this a thing where you start micromanaging and you exhaust yourself and you make yourself go crazy. You've been doing it all the time. Those are all the proofs and evidences you need that this works. Now, the reason why you change your story but you're still in no contact, or the reason why does it work so well with my mom and the person from high school and this and that, but it's not working with this person, is because you don't have these people, these things on a pedestal. Do you have the story that your mom would literally never do anything for you and she picks you last and she would never talk to you? No. It's very normalized in your mind that, okay, my mom would text me. So when you think, oh, I'm thinking about her, she texts you instantly in your reality, not because it's easier to manifest her, but because you don't have the stories, you don't have her on a pedestal. You're not telling yourself it'll never be possible. You don't even have that awareness in your mind. In your mind, most people's stories of their parents, siblings, friends is that if I need them, if I call them, if I text them, they're going to get right back to me. So that allows them to, when you think about them, they text you. And this is the big principle you have to know. When you think about people, it's because people are thinking about you. So if you're thinking about your SP all day, it's because they are thinking about you. When you're in no contact, they are thinking about you, because even if you're in no contact physically, if you still have thoughts about them, it's because they're thinking about you. The reason they may not be showing up in your reality or breaking no contact is because you don't allow them. Like, you think about them, but what are you thinking about them? That they won't contact me. So they'll think in their mind, oh, I don't want to contact her. But if you're thinking, you know how people are like, they always come back? Of course, that's subjective because nobody shares the same thoughts and consciousness. So the people who's like, oh, they always come back, they have that deep assumption. So no matter who it is, everybody's you pushed out, it pushes out in that way. It doesn't matter if that person is a player or has never done that before, they will do it for you because you are the only thinker in your reality. Take it from me, guys. I've done it a million times. Y'all know getting people to break no contact is my favorite thing in the world. I have genuinely mastered it because it is so simple. My self-concept is good. I don't identify as someone who always gets ghosted. I don't identify with somebody who's unforgettable. I'm always telling myself every single day, and I do it for me, because if you're still doing it to get the validation for the person, you are still under their grip. Like, you're still under them having control. You're still under them being the prize. Like, no, I do it for me. I love feeling and knowing I'm irresistible. I'm unforgettable. I'm chosen. I'm valued. I'm enough. I am the prize. And because I know that, they can come in, which I created a formula for y'all. Y'all can copy and duplicate my exact steps that other people have also used to create results in their reality and get their SPs to break no contact literally within a week, because it is that simple. My first ever SP manifestation was 6 days, y'all. 6 days, 3 months, no contact, 6 days, which I'm about to tell you how to do it. But if you want to do it yourself and get the routine and the formula, manifest your specific person, Trifecta bundle, get the audios, the program, and the ebook for free with the bundle linked below. So now let's talk about actually getting them to break no contact. Now that you understand the core principles, the basics, the foundation of thought transmission, everyone's you pushed out, and your assumption to create your reality and how you see yourself is exactly how people will show up. We're going to talk about how to actually get them to break no contact. Number one, you're not getting them to do anything. You're not making them break no contact. They already want to. If you have a desire, there's an equal reality that desire is filled in. The only thing that separates you from the version of you that's living that reality and the version of you now is your mindset. So you have to get out of the idea that you're getting them to do everything. Watch my video on separation. That just creates more separation. You're not equal in terms of consciousness. They're not thinking your thoughts. They're not experiencing your reality. They don't have your consciousness. You are the only thinker. So in your reality, you are source. You're not getting them to do anything. If you want to be with them or you want them to break contact, they want to be with you and they want to break no contact as well. The only thing is you don't entertain that version of them. You're sitting here in lack. I want them to, but they don't want to. You can't manifest something that you think does not want to be in your life. It has to be equal. I want to be with them. They want to be with me. That's how it happens. Now that you've already worked on self-concept, that will be a lot easier to comprehend and accept, but also changing the identity you have of them. My first ever time manifesting someone out of no contact, my story of this person was they would never, like, they literally would never reach out. They would never break no contact. They couldn't care less. They probably moved on. And this is my intro to law of assumption. So then when I found a law of assumption, I received it as change stories about yourself, tell yourself how worthy you are, and change the story that you have of the SP, change the story you have of how the situation ended. It doesn't matter how delusional it is. You decide. So it's never really delusional because you decide, and every single reality already exists. So whatever you tell yourself will be true. So whether you're telling yourself you're going to be in no contact forever, or they're thinking about marrying you right now and they're going to come into your reality and propose to you right now, either one is true. So decide. So that's exactly what I did. I realized I was keeping us in no contact. It wasn't him not contacting me. It was me telling myself they don't want to contact me. They would never. They could care less. So I did exactly what I'm telling y'all to do, y'all. I'm not gatekeeping nothing. I changed my stories. I'm the baddest. They can never replace me. They'll never find nobody better than me. And then changing it. They're contacting me. They're obsessed with me. They can't stop thinking about me. Something that I've come up with years ago that I've been seeing people talk about, but I'm going to tell y'all straight from the source, is evil twin. What evil twin is a lot of people have a lot of resistance towards their SP because of things in the past, fights in the past, things they said, things they did, they hurt me. I'm not asking y'all to completely forget, because take it from me, honey, I'm somebody, I could hold a grudge forever. You could do something to me, I'll be mad at you for life and never talk to you again. So obviously, if I'm trying to change the story of SP, that's not going to be a helpful thing. But also, my feelings are valid, because this is not me gaslighting myself and saying I didn't experience what I experienced. So how do we separate what SP did, but also wanting them to be in our life? But obviously, we don't just want SP in our life. We want SP to show up, change, and conform, and love us, and be the best version of themselves to us. I got you. This is what we call evil twin. So to put it in perspective, if your specific person had a twin, looked like them, sounded like them, was them, literally, like some days you can't even tell who's who. If you got with your SP's twin, even though they're basically clones of each other, genetically and physically clones, is it still considered cheating if you get with your SP's twin? Yes, because that's clone, that's twin, but that's not SP. It may look like him, sound like her, look like her, sound like them, look like them, but that's not SP. It's still cheating if you get with them, because they're not the same person. Physically, yes, but everything else, no. And mentally, you know that. You are able to separate, okay, this is SP, this is SP's twin. Same thing. Anything SP has done that you don't like, anything SP has said, or even if they're in your reality but they're inconsistent, anything that they say, do, have said, have done that you don't like, that is evil twin. What this means is that was a version of SP, that was the old version of them, because you only receive situations, circumstances, and people that correspond with the version of yourself that you are. So for example, if you're a version of a person who identifies with always being ghosted, then people ghosting you, it's just a product of that identity. But if you change your self-concept to understand that you're the prize, you're amazing, you're chosen, you're loved, you're valued, then you'll receive the opposite of that, which is people committing to you, being consistent with you. So it's like, okay, you're understanding that the evil twin I only received because I was that low self-concept version of myself. So now that I'm this high self-concept version of myself, I can actually receive and experience the real version of SP that I want to, that breaks no contact because they can't live without me. So with evil twin, you're understanding anything that's unfavorable is my SP's evil twin. Like literally not even my SP, because my man, my girl, my person would never lie. They would never disrespect me. They would never go without talking to me, right? So if SP showing up does something unfavorably, or you're focused on no contact, you're gonna be like, oh, that's evil twin that's not contacting me. Why would I want evil twin to not contact me? Why would I want the version of them who could go without talking to me to be in my life? Nope, because I already decided my man, my girl, my person, they are so obsessed with me. They're so committed to me. They cannot stop thinking about me. They're in love with me. Like they always contact me. So again, you're not doing it for the outside. You're in contact with them every single day. Every single day you've been in contact. There's literally never been a day where you've not been in contact, because every single day for a lot of y'all, you've had thoughts and assumptions about them. So you're not trying to change them, or you're not getting them to do anything. You're understanding we're already in contact. So what do I want honey boo boo to do? I want them to contact me. Okay, so I have to change the story that we're in no contact. We are in contact. We talk all the time. Even if it's hard for you to start there, you could start with them thinking about you. They think about me all the time. Like they cannot get me off their mind. And I know some of you, because this is so me, I know some of you can like feel it. You know when you can just, if you get it, if you know, you know. But you know when you can feel someone thinking about you just like that, straight like that, like I can feel them. It's because they are. It's like when you think of your mom and she contacts you, it's because she felt you. She felt you even when you weren't there. So you got to understand, SP is feeling me right now. SP is thinking about me right now. SP is so obsessed with me right now. They are addicted to me. They want to talk to me so bad. Like I only want to be in contact with them because they want to be in contact with me. I'm just receiving that awareness from them. But oh my God, like if this is how I feel about them, imagine how crazy they're going over me. And then also remind yourself, of course, you're the prize, you're chosen, you're valued, you're number one, you're on the pedestal. Why would they not want to talk to you? Exactly. And on top of that, I'm source. So whatever I say is what has to go. You're understanding he doesn't have free will, she doesn't have free will. They're just reflecting my consciousness. So you're not waiting for a text, for a call. Sister, we just said they already do it all the time. You guys have to go beyond your 3D. A lot of you guys base your desires off what 3D is showing instead of basing it off what you truly want to experience. If you want the fulfilled, loving relationship, they're talking to you all the time. They're crazy about you. They're obsessed with you. Like just go all in. Don't focus on the phone. The phone isn't the focus. I focus more on characteristics. I focus more on what I want them to feel. I I focus on how I want to meet. So I don't really like, oh, they're texting me, because that puts too much emphasis on this phone. You know how moms be like, it's them damn phones? It's the phones. Forget the phone. I focus more on, I want them to obsess over me, adore me, crave me, miss me. They can't find anybody better than me. Since the day they met me, I've been on their mind. That is what brings the results of my no contacts. Is I don't focus on specific people, because I've done it so many times. I don't even have to focus on the people. As long as I'm true to that I'm adored, I'm loved, I'm chosen, it will happen. And also, you're not checking 3D, you're not stalking their socials, you're not rereading text messages, because that is from the version of you who is in lack. If you don't change, reality won't change. So as long as you keep looking for validation, you're still a victim to your 3D, and you're just going to reaffirm what you see, which is what you don't like. Trash the 3D, linked below. 3D does not define what you get to have. You cannot see them right now. So how do you know they're not thinking about you? You don't. You only know what you assume. So assume the best and stop looking for validation. The validation is what you say. Visualize the text messages, affirm for it. You need to become so engulfed in this version of them that anything that contradicts you is just not real. It's just not true, which I have videos on denying appearances. So watch those. But happy manifesting. No contact is broken because you already said so. Like literally this whole time you've been watching this video, they have been thinking about you. They're literally contacting you right now. Don't get in a state of waiting. It is already done. They've written the text 100 million times. They've typed in your phone number 100 million times, and they're pressing text, they're pressing send, they're pressing call right now. Okay? And with that being said, that is all I have for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, please like, comment, and subscribe. Remember, you can have anything you want in this universe. Nothing's too big, small, wide, or expensive. I believe in you. You should believe in you. And I'll talk to you in my next video. Bye.